Now, welcome everybody back to the Flying Doghouse. We're at RAF Debden today. We're doing a Simworthy ShakeDown of the Freeware Fairey Swordfish. It's available over on Flightsim.to. Let's not tarry. Let's get going. All right, so we're sitting on the ground at RAF Debden, and this is also a Freeware add-in that is available over on Flightsim.to. It is a recreation of a World War II airfield that contributed much to Allied aviation success here. We have revisited this location. This airfield no longer existed in the real world. So we got our digital bulldozers out and had at it. So we're going to fly from here over to Duxford, and we're going to do so in the Fairey Swordfish. And it's a port over from FSX, but it's quirky fun, and let's have a peek. Let's jump in the cockpit. Okay, so one of the things that I would suggest that if you're going to use this particular add-in is create yourself some custom camera views. The ones that are built in are not quite as useful as I think they should be. So at any rate, it's a charming bird. And if you have flown the Curtis Jenny, you're going to find the startup procedures for this, very similar. One of the principal differences, other than performance of the aircraft, is the foldable wings. So we're going to unfold those and jump outside the aircraft and watch that animation happen here. Again, from a port over from an older sim, this is very, very nice. Very cool. Definitely worth your time. If you're not familiar with this particular airframe and its history, its claim to fame really during World War II was being part of the successful sinking of the Bismarck. So kind of leave that there. And also saw action in other places during the Second World War. Foldable wings for carrier use, and this particular version in the sim does have a tail hook, and the animation is visible from multiplayer, as is the wing unfolding, according to the developer. I haven't played with that part yet. All right, so to get this bird up in the air, we're going to take our mixture to full rich. Crack the throttle. We're going to open up the fuel cutoff. We'll cut on magnetos and battery and alternator. So some electricity. We'll cut the navigation lights on. People can see us doing things to the aircraft in preparation of start. Fuel pump needs to come on. And that's pretty much it as far as setup and prep. As conditions would warrant, rotor trim and elevator trim are also available in the aircraft. All right, let's start it. Get a live engine here and start our taxi. All right, well, we have a motor. We'll run the RPM up here a little bit and let it warm up for a minute or three. So as I mentioned, we are going to make our way over to Duxford. One of the things to keep in mind in flying this particular aircraft is that speed is your friend in terms of making a successful approach and landing. If you get too slow, it will drop a wing and you'll hit the ground a lot harder than you want to. So just keep in mind as you're getting used to flying this around It also has a bit of torque that it is dealing with this airframe and this larger engine. So anticipate some pressure on the right stick, or you can set some trim up to make that a little bit more comfortable for yourself. But at any rate, slow and gentle is a good piece of advice I would give everybody. Let's jump outside. It just looks good. Because I think we all say that about everything. It's true. We're so spoiled by the quality of the visuals that we have in the simulator. And it's just incredible to see how far technology has pushed what we're able to experience. All right, so the wind is moving our aircraft around a little bit. Okay, we do have brakes. That's an advantage to this over the Curtis Jenny. And this also has higher performance than the Jenny does too. It's got a higher airspeed. At any rate, I guess the other thing that I would mention is that while the tail hook is extendable, the torpedo is not droppable. Slow down here and go over this hill down to the runway. I'm going to tip it over. Okay, so we've got about an 8 nautical mile flight from here over to Duxford. And I'm just going to stay outside the airplane for takeoff. So here we go. We will gently pull the aircraft off the ground. We'll maintain runway heading here for a few minutes. And then we'll make our turn over toward Duxford. I'm going to open up a little nav map here. We'll start making our turn here. Keeping Walden to our 3 o'clock. And we can come back on the RPM. If you haven't flown very much in the UK, the world update in terms of scenery and such, it's made a huge difference on a lot of things. So if you haven't installed that world update, you need to do so, especially if you're flying around in the UK. A little bit slow there. You get too slow in this as well, you will start losing control authority too. So pay attention to what your aircraft is telling you. Sometimes it's difficult to conversate and aviate, I guess. Anyway, seem to have our aircraft here in a good situation, so we'll just let the scenery speak for itself for a couple of minutes as we make our way over toward Duxford. And apologies to the people on the ground in Littlebury for waking you up. And we'll keep the M11 off to our 9 o'clock ish, so that we'll have a little bit of a longer turn to final at Duxford, and we'll be using the grass runway. Boop, boop. So if this looks like fun and you haven't flown the Curtis Jenny, I also suggest you give that a try and check out the 2 videos that were done on that here on this channel as well. It's a lot of fun. All right, make a little bit of a turn here, and then get heading 240 off our 9 o'clock for our base. Up a little bit more altitude and reduce our airspeed a little bit as we're making a little bit more of a descent. I think it's key really to flying anything is anticipating getting yourself set up for good approach attitude and speed, so that you're not chasing a good picture of the runway as you're making your approach. You want to make landing the airplane as calm and easy as possible. Angle of attack and approach speed obviously vary from plane to plane. Well, you need to spend some quality time with the things that you have in your hangar instead of falling victim to FOMO, the fear of missing out. Just because something's brand new in the marketplace doesn't necessarily mean it's a good fit, or quite frankly that you're ready to attempt to fly it. So get in the sim and find a few things that you fly all the time. And in my opinion, I think you'll enjoy the sim all the more if that's the approach you do take. Take advantage of those training videos or activities that are available in the sim too. They're quite good, and they will set you up for learning success. Here we go, getting down to runway 24 right. And right down we go. Start slowing up a little bit. Be gentle with the brakes, it will tip. No one wants to see a swordfish planted in the taxiway or the runway like a lawn dart. So we'll swing around here. So the scenery here at Duxford, available on Flightsim.to, is quite good. I invite you to check that out as well. I'll provide links below for all of the add-ins, aircraft, and the 2 airfields for you to explore. So there you go. Fairey Swordfish. Is it Simworthy? I think so. I think it's a lot of fun. And isn't that what this really is all about? All right, folks. So I'm going to leave it here. Hope everybody's keeping well. Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. Take care. Talk soon. Cheers, y'all.